Define vulnerability.
Okay, so for me, vulnerability is shedding a light upon a certain type of weakness knowingly.
Exposed or insecure.
I think there's two types of vulnerability. Um, like when you like, because vulnerability is being in a place where you feel like you could get harmed. So I think it's like physical vulnerability, and I think that comes from experience. Like when you know, like when you did this or when this happened, you got hurt physically, then it creates a sensitivity within you where you're like, I can't let this happen again to me because of the way it feels. And then I feel like emotional vulnerability, which is the second, it's like showing who you are fully, not hiding anything. Both types of vulnerability is like serious, though I think the emotional one is something we can control more than the physical one. And I feel like that's more important nowadays to be emotionally secure and really deal with those insecurities in a way where it's healthy.
How do you express sadness? Would you use the word sadness, or do you prefer to use mad, angry, tight, and words like that?
I express sadness by kind of really trying to feel it first and then trying to understand what I feel. I usually don't communicate when I'm sad, unless it's like with friends or something like that. But I guess how I deal with sadness is by trying to figure out a productive way to understand why I'm sad. Because for me, I feel like it's like a vibe, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a vibration. You just gotta just raise it. Feel me? Like by first acknowledging it, and then second figuring out what you can do to overcome this sadness.
I think for me, I would use the word sadness. I might say I'm down a little bit. For me, I'm often silent, just like he said, until it's brought to someone's attention. And then from there, I kind of open dialogue to get over the situation of being down.
Just like based off the word, like how do I describe it to somebody? Like,
Yeah, if you're feeling sad, like how does that look to you? Or what do you do? Do you cover it up? Do you express it?
oh no, when I keep a lot of things inside. I just like analyze it by myself in my head. I'm not gonna lie, dude. You know, everybody has like at least one or two people that you speak to, and some people speak to everybody about their problems. But I like one or two I'll express, you know, what I'm going through. You always need some type of outlet, but for the most part, I keep shit inside. And, you know.
Have you ever looked at someone and said, I'm sad? Or, yo, I'm tight right now? Or like, I'm mad. You said I'm sad?
I've said like,
I'm down.
Yeah, I'm upset. I'll be saying like, I'm upset right now, bro.
Yeah. If you had to choose two things to swear by that allow your day to run smoothly, what would they be?
I would have to say definitely smelling good. I feel like scent is everything. Even when you pass someone, you hug someone, you converse with someone, they're gonna like smell that. So definitely hygiene is crucial to me. And I think my second thing would be probably between like lip balm or probably like mints or gum. I think is crucial. That's second essential. Like gotta leave the crib with it. So, yeah.
Headphones. Like I take headphones everywhere, bro. Like it's bad, kind of like how much I wear. Like I just listen to music when I'm out, whenever I'm doing something, because I also write music. So, and then I guess I got into this rhythm of like the past couple months. Every time I wake up, I gotta meditate. As soon as I wake up, meditate. So, and I've been lit with it so far. So as far as consistency, so and it's got to a point where when I don't get to or when I'm rushing in the morning, I'll be tight. I'll be like, damn, it's my peace, my. So I would say that.
how would that affect your day moving forward?
I think in terms of the lip balm, I'd probably just keep licking my lips for the lip balm. And I think in terms of the scent, I mean, it's not the end of the world. I just have to get over it. I mean, I still shower, so. So
I don't think I've been in that situation before where I couldn't get a hold of headphones, because if I forgot some headphones, I'm going to get some more headphones, right? But I guess I would deal with that situation by playing music on my phone, like on my speaker. I really don't care, because like, now, listen, I don't got headphones, bro. I'm sorry. You're just gonna have to listen to what I'm listening to while I pass by.
But for that, have you ever just had a day where you're just like, maybe I should just be in tune with what's going on around me? Like maybe I should just like take in the sounds of my environment.
Right. I usually do that when I'm like alone.
Okay.
When I'm out, I don't. And when I do though, when I do get it, like when I just like stop, it's nothing wrong with it. I just feel more like I'm comfortable. It's like I'm in my own bubble when I'm outside. Feel me? Like I got this world of imagination, got the music playing. It's like I'm in my own music video, kind of. No funny shit, but yeah.
Alright, cool.
And I like that. But that is fire also. Like, yeah, taking in the, I understand. Yes.
To look dumb?
Yes.
See, but I don't think looking dumb is something physical, like a haircut. Looking dumb is more like somebody trying to like play you out there, like, you know, like kind of play your character elsewhere. I think that's more like looking dumb. I don't really care about like physical stuff.
Gotcha.
Yes and no, because I think everything is a learning process, but at the same time, I feel like if I look dumb, it's kind of like, I don't know, that's tough. It's tough. Like, I can argue the side of like, I want to learn something new all the time, but at the same time, I don't want to look dumb. I don't think anyone wants to look dumb. So I kind of feel like weakness when I feel like, if I feel dumb or I say something stupid, it's like, it's embarrassing.
Yeah, it's difficult, because you wanna make sure you know whatever it is you're doing, but at the same time, I don't think there's anything wrong with looking dumb, because people aren't perfect. Like, it might be some stupid shit you just said or did or whatever. It may have, unless you know and you did it anyway, it's totally different. But like, if you just looking dumb, like it's okay to pull somebody aside and be like, listen, bro, like, you feel me? So in that sense, it's like, me personally, I don't care about looking dumb, because I know like it's a journey, it's a process to becoming your best self, or being the best whatever it is you want to look good at. So for me, when people say dumb shit or do dumb shit, I might ask you, but I won't be like, my nigga was like.
I think I'm very like sarcastic and witty. So for me, it's like in school when the teacher said there's no such thing as dumb questions, I was the student that was like, yes, there is. Don't say dumb questions. Think about what you want to say before you say it. So that's just how I see it.
That's cool, man. I think it adds to the authenticity of people. They say or do what they thinking, because like, you either learn from it the easy way or the hard way. You're gonna learn either way, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like it evolves you at just a faster rate when you just do what you want to do or say what you want to do. But knowing is very important though, to make it less bumpier, of course, along the way. I mean, I agree with that. I mean, when somebody trying to play you, I think to recognize that though is like, to recognize, oh, somebody think I'm like dumb, like, you know what I'm saying? Or or they look dumb.
I'm sorry.
Nah, go ahead.
Like, example, if you got a partner and you got on your Instagram page, you're showing off your girlfriend and all this stuff, and then like they openly do some foul shit with like your friends, other people can see it, and they come back telling you, that's gonna make you look dumb. Like, you're putting somebody first, and then they just playing.
Yeah, I
You
see
know,
what
playing
you're
with
saying.
you,
Okay,
and
yeah.
like, you know.
When it comes to your craft or anything you do you have a hard time presenting the difficulties in your process? So like, do you perfect your craft by yourself in your room, in your zone, before you even like bring it up to your close friend or to anybody? Or are you willing to like invite other people to help you throughout your process?
I want to say, I got mixed feelings on that, because it's like, certain people got like perspectives on like the taste. Like, okay, I make music or whatever, so for me, gotta be perfect, like, or my standard of perfection before I let someone listen to it. I know me personally with music, I got this thing where if they're not like, yo, send that to me, that's like, for me, it was like, I took that really hard on myself. Showing my work, it is a soft spot that I've been working on. I think the biggest thing was just me having confidence regardless in what I produce, and knowing that, you know, again, it's a process, it's a journey. You gotta know when to not be so picky, judgy on what you want others to feel. Getting authentic feedback is also important as well. So it's like a fine line. Knowing your shit is hot, but also at the same time, like, okay, I see what you're saying.
When I first started making music, I used to like worry about that. I used to have a lot of people in the studio with me. Yo, what you think about that? What you think about that? That took away from the whole creative process. So now when I go, I make music for a while. So now when I go, it's me, like one other person, you know, me by myself. And then I create, and then I'll send it out. Like, yo, what y'all think about this? And my music is way better that way. Like leaving outside influence. Cause you have a certain direction you want to go with a song, and then somebody be like, yo, you should try this. Like, nah, that's not how that's not how I visioned it. Let me just get this vision now and then. You know what I mean?
For me, I think it depends on the craft. Just to reference Tupac. Tupac said, I may not be able to change the world, but maybe I can spark the mind that can. So for me, I'm always open to ideas or anything anyone has to say to maybe make my process easier and better. But like I said, the reason why it depends on the craft is because sometimes I'm very like in my bubble. I want to do my due diligence, and then other times I'm open to taking suggestions from others to make the process great. So it depends.
Like, that's like when you're creating something, that's like real personal.
Right,
Most
right.
music comes from your own experience. So I feel like when
Letting
people
other
try to
in.
cloud it, it's like, nah. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yes, I can definitely admit when I'm wrong. I know a lot of people that it's just like they're very stubborn. They're like, no, I'm always right. I'm always right. I'm always right. Most of the time, I believe I'm right. But at the same time, I feel like I can definitely pick and choose like when I'm wrong and when I'm right. So yes, I think I can.
Yeah, I can definitely admit when I'm wrong. I actually thought like I'd be admitting I'm wrong too much. Even when I feel like I'm right, I'd be like, all right, yeah, you're right, you got it. But yeah, I can definitely admit when I'm wrong, especially if like it is something I did that wasn't in my like coming to my conscious. It's something I didn't recognize, and like you pointed out to where like, nah, you did that. I'm like, yeah, all right, my fault, I got it, you got it. So yeah, I can admit when I'm wrong.
yeah, but I am a little stubborn too, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I can admit when I'm wrong in a situation, definitely, but I'm stubborn in the sense that when somebody does something wrong to me, I hold grudges. I just feel like everything is done with some type of intent, or you thought about something, so you think about doing something and it's wrong to me, I cut people off fast.
I think also for me, it's if I'm getting in an argument or a debate with someone, if I know I can't remember if I was right, then I will admit that I was wrong. So that's how that's how I do it.
It'd be like that sometimes.
If I'm like, I don't really remember.
All right,
Nah.
you got it. Whatever,
So.
cause they be like, nah, you, man. I'm like, what? What the fuck?
So there was this interview I saw with Nipsey Hussle, and they asked him, how does he feel, like if Lauren ever checks him, like tells him about himself, and how does he take that? And he was like, I don't take that well. So that's why I try to be on my P's and Q's. I try to do what I need to do, because I don't like risk, like, don't tell me about myself. I don't like that feeling, and I don't like someone else telling me anything else about myself, because I have my own. So what do you guys feel about that? Or are you guys like okay with other people being like, listen, what you did was wrong, or I didn't like what you did, or when people just tell you about yourself? How do you guys take that?
See, for telling somebody about themselves, I don't think it's like they're in the wrong. Sometimes telling somebody about themselves is like, yo, you know, you're very opinionated. Maybe you should be a little more open to other suggestions. You know, it's not being in the wrong. It's just people are wired different, and like I feel like I could take constructive criticism, and it doesn't really bother me. I don't always agree with it. Right. Like somebody can tell me something, so I may not agree. So I may agree and want to think about changing it, but it depends on like what it is.
The situation.
Yeah.
Well, he just said like, I don't agree. If it's somebody like my wife or like somebody really close, then like I would take that person in a way where you see this and it's affecting you in a way, then perhaps I can think of a way where we can meet in the middle. But if I can't think of that way, then it's like I can't like not be myself or apologize for you know, doing the things that I do. You know what I'm saying? If I can't meet you in the middle with this thing that we got a problem with, then you know, so I feel like that. But I do listen. Like she's like, yo, you know, you really. I'm like, explain how, how. But if you can't, like, then.
But you're open to hear what.
Right.
The other...
Yeah, I'm not sure. What? Stop. I don't do that.
I think I need someone to check me from time to time just to make sure that I'm not having tunnel vision with everything I do.
Thought he was gonna do that Drake. I was like, yo, word for word with that Drake jump. Need someone to check me sometime when I'm tripping. I'm like, is he gonna say tripping? I'm like, that would have been dope. Okay.
But yeah, so pretty much that. And then I think for me, if like multiple people are telling me the same thing, that's when I take a step back and I reflect like, okay, 3 people told me the same thing. Maybe this is true. Let me self-reflect. So yeah.
Thank you. You mentioned
but then there's things about yourself, you know you're a certain way, and it's like, yeah, why you telling me? I know I'm that way. Right. You know what I mean? Like it's certain, like, it's important. I mean, like I hold grudges, like so it's like, don't do me wrong. You know how I get. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like if you know how, certain things you just really can't change sometimes.
But you mentioned that people are wired differently before, in like a different breath. So if you know that people are wired differently, are you ever willing to just accept the fact that maybe they didn't intentionally do something to rub you the wrong way?
Yeah, no. Cause but like you know what set somebody off and stuff. I just feel like you just know how a person is, and sometimes it could be a mistake and you could forgive somebody and get over it, and then what if it happens again and again? Now you just playing with me, you know what I mean? Like,
if you're not really into your boys' music, how do you go about telling them?
I'm somewhat brutally honest, but I don't discourage. Because, like, out here, like, me and Ace, we started making music, so a lot of people started making music.
Right.
And music is so broad that, like, think about J. Cole, somebody like Lil Uzi, and then somebody like, I don't know, like a Lil Baby. Those are 3 different rappers, 3 different type of listeners. So you can have fans making whatever type of music you want. So I don't discourage that. If it's not my cup of tea, I'll be like, it's not for me, bro, but work on your shit, because there's music for everybody. Like, I'll never discourage somebody to stop making music.
Unless you ask me how do I like it, then I'll be like, I don't really fuck with it, but I do see, like, I definitely try to be constructive, and I don't be like, no, this shit's trash, turn it off, cause I'm an artist too. Personally, like, I want somebody to take my shit seriously, just as when somebody says, hey, listen to my shit, I want you to take it seriously, what do you think? I'll definitely give it a serious listen, even if I know the first 10 seconds is trash, I'll just, like, I will listen to the whole song, because I I really want. When I say, yo, listen to my shit, I want you to listen to the whole thing, you know what I'm saying? Because you ask people to listen to your stuff and like they're like half listen, or I listen to the words, because I feel like music is an expression of self, you know what I'm saying? And just being your authentic self and making the music that you make, you know what I'm saying? It might not be for me, but it could be for somebody else. So like you said, work on your shit, you know what I'm saying? Being consistent. Yo, you could be consistency. You could be consistent and really pop. It don't matter how nice you are, whatever the spectrum, whoever spectrum perspective it is, as long as you're consistent being you and expressing yourself through the art form, shit gonna be dope. That's how I feel.
So, I think music is an art, as a lot of people do, and I think there's a lot of pressure when it comes to music. So, if someone were to say, "Listen to this," I wouldn't like be like, "Nah, you're trash," like turn that shit off. It would be more so like he said, like I never want to discourage anyone, so I tell them like, you know, I don't really mess with it, but here's how maybe you could fix it, or just tell them like go a different path in terms of the music they want to make, but never discourage them. So
What are the expectations you face as a creative? What are the expectations that you face as a man? Are they different? Or do you find some overlap?
My imagination, personally, like my imagination is dope. I feel like my imagination is dope, and I just feel like me bringing it out in a way where the expectations for me is having it help people and touch people in a way where it helps them become, you know, the best versions of themselves. Because in my music, that's what I express, is to become the best version of myself. And so the expectations are high. And I guess as a man, taking care of my responsibilities outside of that little imagination bubble that I have. And I think that comes with being a man, balance. I think balance is one of the most important things you can learn.
Yeah, because it sounds simple when you say being creative, but creativity costs a lot of money. Right now, making music costs a lot of money, and you do not gain money until you live. So it's just constantly being dished out. So to do that and still take care of what you gotta take care of, it's hard, but it could be better. You just gotta really prioritize and know. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think for me, unlike these two artists right here, I don't make music. So for me, just like he said, like you have imagination, right? So whatever the mind can think and come up with, and then you have reality, like when it comes to being a man. So I think just being able to separate the two, but sometimes they could merge in a sense. I think that's what it is, to be honest.
It's about taking care of your responsibilities as a man first, right? So that thing that you're holding on to in your imagination, you could really visualize.
And I gotta be happy when I'm creating. If I'm not happy in life, I can't make music. I get a whole mental block and I just worry about whatever I'm worrying about, you know? There's people that can write when they like sad and hurt.
Some people create.
Like people say, hey, Boogie makes his best music when
Yeah,
Ella's mad at him.
with you.
Whenever his girl's mad at him, they say that's when he makes his best music. Like, I can't do that. I gotta be like happy. Like,
How do you feel about crying in front of your friends? Is it easier to cry in front of your mom? How about a female that isn't related to you?
For me, I don't really cry. So crying for me is like a sense of vulnerability. I'd rather cry in front of my mom, which I have before. But in terms of friends, I really just wouldn't see myself doing that. I don't know. It takes a lot for me to even pop a tear. So for that to happen, I have to like be touched tremendous. I think I can cry in front of a female friend. To be honest, I can even cry in front of like one of my bros, but it depends. They have to be like really, really close, like my best friend. But I think in terms of a female, I can definitely cry in front of like my girlfriend. I don't know, the vulnerability part, it's like, I feel like with I mean, with everyone, pretty much, I feel like I'm gonna get judged as like weak and just that soft side, because you know, just as a man, that's just the stigma. You cry, you're weak. That's just how I grew up.
So do you actually believe that, or do you feel like it's just a label?
The older I get, I feel like it's definitely just a label. I tell myself, like, sometimes I'll bottle up things for like so long, and then I'll finally just like cry, maybe like once every 10 years. But it happens. But I'm trying to get more in tune with my emotions and just letting it flow if it's gonna come.
I don't know, I guess I wouldn't perceive that as a date, but I would like just go out to eat by myself. You know, I've seen nothing wrong with that.
I would like a movies or
Concert.
or something like that.
Yeah, that's weird. I've never done nothing like that by myself. But I think I would, though. I would like try it, or would. I never like thought to do that. I'm leaving the DR for my birthday by myself. My mother's here, so you know, I'm gonna be by myself over there. So yeah.
Would you ever like plan a dinner and then just be like, yo, I'm taking you out, like you as in yourself, like I'm
Like,
taking
talk to myself?
yeah, like in the mirror.
Like in the mirror, like yo, you deserve.
Yeah.
Like, you deserve a nice ribeye or something.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't really like talk. I'm not gonna say I don't talk to myself. I feel like when you think it, that's a form of talking to yourself.
True.
But I never looked in the mirror and like spoke to my reflection. Like, nah.
Got you. Thank you. All right, y'all. This concludes our session with our guys on vulnerability. If you agree, have any commentary, disagree, we would love to hear. Let us know.
Make sure to comment that below whether you agree or disagree, or if you guys want to share any of your experiences as well. Today, we wanted to bring light, especially to male who are creatives, and we just wanted to hear some insight on how that word affects them through their creative process and through them interacting with their boys and people around them in society. And it was very interesting to hear
how certain males would react to certain things.
Right.
We would love to hear your opinions. Please drop questions, comments, anything.
If you agreed or disagreed with any of the guys, anything that the guys said today, we would also like to hear that. So maybe we can have a discussion about it. Make sure to comment below so we can get to you. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Do not forget to comment, like, and subscribe to Her Connection, and make sure to ring on that bell to get notified whenever we post. So thank you so much, y'all.
Special thanks to our guys for even coming out today. It was super rainy, super gross outside.
Okay.
And you still made it.